Thank you so much for joining us today. Managing HIPAA compliance is a complex task, but with the right tools, it becomes more manageable. Today, we'll explore your experience with training and how it made a difference in your organization. Let's start. Can you briefly introduce yourself and your role in your organization?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Mike LaHaie. I'm one of three partners in a company called Cloud9 Medical Solutions. We have a RCM or revenue cycle management company that does billing for doctors' offices.
Great. Now, could you tell us why you decided to engage Carosh Compliance Solutions to support your HIPAA program?
Yeah, sure. So about a year and a half ago, I'd say, our company was growing. We had added some employees, and one of our employees kept noticing some, small HIPAA violations happening, whether it was PHI being sent via unsecured emails or, things of that nature. And she was getting more and more concerned as we were growing and had more people with their hands involved in things. And we realized it was time to protect our company and our customers and get a little bit more, I'll say, up to date with things as it relates to HIPAA. And we realized we couldn't do it ourselves, do everything that was required. So we went out looking for a company that could give us some assistance and potentially some software to help us become more HIPAA compliant.
Great. I'm impressed that an employee was noticing small things. That's not normally what happens. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, she kept at us. And so we thought, you know what? She's probably right. We better take a closer look at this. And once we did, we realized just how at risk we really were, as a
yeah,
company, and decided to do something about it.
amazing. Well, were there any other companies you evaluated in your search for a HIPAA consultant?
Yeah, there were. So we try to do our due diligence anytime we're looking for a partner or a solution. And so we looked at, I think, four companies total, Carosh being one of them. And the more we talked to each and looked at things, I think the more Carosh just sort of rose to the top. We talked a lot with Roger, and his knowledge just kind of rose to the top compared to the others. As we looked at the different software programs that we use and interact with, we felt that the HIPAA suite that Carosh had was just a lot easier to understand and use. And I think those factors, even though it wasn't necessarily the least expensive option that we looked at, we decided we felt most comfortable moving forward with them.
Great. So, do you feel as though you've received practical guidance on implementing and sustaining your compliance program?
Yeah, so the initial training, helping us to, go through our security and privacy policies and putting, our remediation plans in place. It's just, you can't do that stuff on your own without the experience of somebody like, Carosh and the software that they put together. So that was extremely helpful. We're just coming up on our first year. So in fact, tomorrow and then next week, we have our 1 year training to review those remediation plans and see if we need to make any changes and adjustments for the upcoming year.
Great. Well, that all makes sense. So, after kind of working with Crush for a bit, do you feel as though your understanding of the potential risks and consequences when it comes to HIPAA compliance has improved?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I personally learned a lot, and I've shared that with my partners and with other people at our company, just making sure they're all going through annual training. We've implemented some things around policies, procedures around using email. We've implemented a product called Box, which we use now for all of our secure transferring of documents with our customers. And so, yeah, it's made us much more aware of, I'd say, not only the solutions we needed to put in place, but also the consequences if we did not. And, fortunately for us, this past year, we have not had any uh, breaches with our clients or any of our employees.
Good. That is great to hear. So, what aspects of Carosh's support did you or do you find the most valuable?
Yeah. We're a small company and we try to pride ourselves in providing, really white glove support to our clients. I mean, if you need something, you call me or one of my two partners and we're going to answer or get right back to you. And that's kind of what I really liked about working with Roger and Stephanie. It was a small company, but the experience they had, they're just an email or a phone call away and they get right back to you. So we've been very happy with their support and the experience they've brought to the table.
Great. So now the next couple questions, they're rated on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being, or sorry, 1 being the least, 5 being the most. So how would you rate Carosh Compliance Solutions in terms of adhering to professional conduct?
I'd give them a 5 for that. Yeah, it's one of the things we like about
Great. And what about their commitment to acting in you and your company's best interest?
them. Again, a 5.
Awesome. And then your overall just satisfaction with Carosh?
Yeah, I'd give it a 5. Like I said, they're there anytime we've needed them throughout this year. They've continued to make enhancements to the HIPAA Suite software, and I've seen that come a long way in the past year. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're very happy with the decision and um, happy with the fact that we sleep better at night knowing we're a HIPAA compliant company.
Great. And then relative to other customer service experiences, how would you rate Carosh's customer service support?
Well, in today's world of customer service, with so many things going offshore and to foreign countries, and you never know who you're going to get on the phone, it's been refreshing, be able to, like I say, basically, make a phone call and either get Stephanie or Roger on the phone or somebody else that can help us with the problem. So yeah, it's been very, very good experience.
Great. That's great to hear because like you just said, most customer support can be quite frustrating
Yeah.
sometimes. So, well, thank you for sharing your thoughts on Carosh as a company. Now let's move in to your experience with the HIPAA Suite program. What specific features or functionalities of the software have you found the most valuable?
Yeah, it's just as I looked at different programs that could help us with HIPAA compliance, a lot of them just didn't make sense logically to me. And as I sat through the demos, the HIPAA Suite, just after seeing it the first time and then the second time, I'm like, this one just, I understand what they're doing here. I understand how they're gathering the data. It just seemed much easier to use than some of the other ones that we looked at. And that continued to hold true the more I talked and looked at the different companies. And I haven't been disappointed, going with them and using the platform. As I said just a few minutes ago, they've continued to improve it and make enhancements to it this year. And it's just been a great way to aggregate all of the data that you need to bring together to be HIPAA compliant, whether that's, business associate agreements for your clients, inventory of your hardware, lists of your employees, not to mention all of the guideline documents that you have to go through to, put your remediation plans together. So it's been a great tool, just bringing all that together and organizing it in one place.
Awesome. So it definitely sounds like you would recommend the software to other organizations.
Yeah, absolutely would.
Awesome. Well, have you noticed it being a good time-saving resource since implementing it?
Now, I won't say time saving because nobody ever wants to have to put time into HIPAA or being compliant. It
True.
protects you from what you're supposed to be doing with your business every day. However, um, we knew it was a necessary thing and we needed to make it part of our business processes throughout the year. So from that perspective, I do think once we got through the training last year and we implemented the policies, procedures that we did, it's definitely made life easier this year when it comes to training your staff, organizing all this information that you need to organize, putting in place a secure platform for transmitting and exchanging documents with our clients. So Yeah, we had to spend some time, I think, to save some time, but it certainly did accomplish the goal.
Great. And Carosh always loves constructive feedback. Did you run into any difficulties with the software when you were first trying to use it?
Yeah, there were a couple things. I don't even remember exactly what they were, Lilith, but we brought them to their attention and they either corrected them quickly or informed us that, they had a new release coming out on this date and it would correct that issue. So yeah, those have been addressed in a very timely manner.
Well, that's awesome to hear. So the last couple questions are again just the rating system 1 to 5 about HIPAA Suite. How would you rate your training and experience with the support personnel of HIPAA Suite?
Yeah, it was very good. It was not always one-on-one training, but it was me and maybe one or two other people in the training sessions, along with the instructor, either Roger or Stephanie typically. It was a comfortable environment. It made it very easy to ask questions and get answers and have small group discussions on any topics that I didn't fully understand. So it was very good.
Awesome. And how would you rate HIPAA Suite's customer service in terms of just being quick?
I'd give it a 5. I mean, again, they're just an email or a phone call away, and they've always gotten back very quickly.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time and sharing those valuable insights with us. Is there anything else you would like to just add about Carosh or the program before we end?
I just share, I mean, we have about 100 customers, which we're actually promoting Carosh to, and any doctor's offices, small office or medical billing company that has not gone through the process of being HIPAA compliant, they need to, and we'd certainly recommend Carosh to help you get there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and also for being flexible. I know scheduling was not the easiest thing ever, so I
Oh, that's
appreciate that.
okay. No problem.
Thank you. Happy holidays and
Same to you. Enjoy the holidays.
I will. Thank you.